And now, Brake Tech, brought to you by Bear Brakes. Brakes without limits.
You know, there's one thing that every project needs, whether it's a stock restoration or a full-on custom, and that's good brakes. And brake upgrades have been around for a long time. But there's a lot more to upgrading your brakes and making them work properly than bolting on the biggest rotors and calipers that you can find. Now, that might look cool, but that's not going to help you stop better unless everything's working together. So today we're going to look at the master cylinder. Now, since the whole thought process of most gearheads is to pull parts off of one car and put them on another, it's no surprise that most hot rod projects have a brake system that's been pieced together, hasn't been well thought out, and it's not working properly. And the problems usually start with the master cylinder. So here are some master cylinder do's and don'ts. If you're going to run power brakes, you want a master cylinder that's got a bore larger than 1 inch. And most of your aftermarket master cylinders have the bore written right on the side. As you can see, this is too small to run with power brakes. However, manual brakes, you need to use a 1 inch or smaller bore, so that's perfect for manual brakes. Also, a drum brake master cylinder is different than a disc brake master cylinder in the fact that it moves less fluid, and sometimes they have a 10-pound residual valve in the outlets to keep pressure on the drums when you release the pedal. So, don't mix them up. Now, how do you know if you have? Well, if you have to pump your brake pedals several times to build pressure when you stop, or the brakes are dragging when you release the pedal, you're probably using a drum master cylinder with disc brakes. If you have a front disc rear drum combination on your vehicle, make sure that you plumb the larger reservoir to the discs. Now, one question that always comes up is, how do you know if your master cylinder is bad? Well, a consistently spongy pedal is a good indicator, and also if you push on the pedal and hold it, and it slowly keeps sinking down to the floor, that's a good indicator too. Single reservoir master cylinders were done away with in the 1950s because of safety. And even though they look cool on a retro or a rat rod, it's a good idea to upgrade to a dual master cylinder if you're going to drive the vehicle a lot. Finally, when it comes to replacing your master cylinder, I recommend that you stay away from junkyard or remanufactured units because they have a high failure rate. Your best bet is to go to a reputable aftermarket company and get something that you know is going to match the rest of the system.